Well, welcome. Thank you for joining again. Third week doing this. It's nice to see so many of you coming back, and we might have like one or two new faces, or maybe I don't. But either way, I'm glad you're all here. If you wanted to start music, you can do that. Either my playlist or maybe just something soft that you like and enjoy. It doesn't really matter. Just put it lightly in the background. And then we're gonna get settled in our seat with our feet planted firmly on your feet firmly planted on the ground. One second. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was big for everyone. Okay. So we're gonna sit firm. You're going to take a seat firmly planted on the ground. Your feet flat on the ground. Your hands can just sit on your knees, either palms down or face up, wherever you feel comfortable today. And you're gonna start to settle into your body and make note of how you're feeling today. Do a body scan, taking deep, even breaths in and out. Coming into the moment, scanning your feet to your legs. How does your seat feel? Feel the spine long, straight. Take your shoulders and maybe release some tension, releasing them away from your ears if they're up there. You know, a lot of people hold tension there. Come into the moment, maybe make note of what you hear around you. Maybe you have music playing, or maybe like me, you have the lawnmower going in the background. Maybe you hear my lawnmower. Hopefully you hear me louder though. And you're breathing. Today I wanted to read from this book, The Niyamas and the Niyamas, which is the yoga's ethical practice. I've really been enjoying rereading these things that I read in my yoga training. And I wanted to focus today's class on this idea of tapas. It's self-discipline, or it translates to heat. And the whole idea of tapas is that you're becoming a person of character and strength, and you're overcoming the hardships, maybe sitting through the pain, feeling some tension, and breathing through it, and allowing that to help you become stronger. And it says that it's the day-to-day choice to burn non-supportive habits of the body and mind, choosing to forsake momentary pleasures for future rewards, which I feel like works really well for this practice. Sometimes you're doing stretches that maybe make you feel a little uncomfortable, that maybe you have a little tension in, and that's okay. This practice teaches you to breathe through it, breathe into it, and hopefully over time, things get a little bit easier. Of course, I have to set a reminder that all of our bodies are different. Maybe I'm suggesting something that gives you pain. If it does give you pain, you're not staying in the pose. You're gonna maybe take an alternative pose, ease your way out of it a little bit. But this is for the uncomfortable spots, the ones where you feel a little sensation, but it could be good sensation. And it says about tapas, it's these times that shape and mold us into someone of depth. Our debris gets burned away, and we are left more humbled and strengthened by the mystery of what is beyond our grasp of control or understanding. It's in the darkest times of pain, loss, and confusion that we weave something profound in us, which I feel like obviously works well for this practice. It works well for the situation that we're in, because a lot of us are dealing with feelings of grief or pain, maybe loss of the ability to go to work the way we used to, go to the store how we used to normally go. But we're sitting through that, and we're finding ways to get through this uncomfortable part, and hopefully we'll come out of it a little bit stronger. It's the promise of a crisis that it will pick us up and deposit us on the other side of something. So will we trust the process, or are we gonna run and hide? So today, I'd like for you to trust the process. Everything I said is a suggestion, but maybe you wanna take something a little bit deeper today, feel a little bit more sensation and grow from it. And take one more breath in, one more breath out, and then I'm going to lead you in a breathing exercise called bee's breath. It's supposed to help calm and soothe your nerves, which maybe we all need today. I'll walk you through it the first time. I'm gonna explain it to you first, sorry. And then we'll do it together. For bee's breath, first of all, we wanna come into our body, which hopefully by now we have. You're aware of how you feel, what's going on in your body. For bee's breath, you can either keep your hands here if you want, just placed on your belly to feel the sensation, or you're gonna take your 2 pointer fingers and place them at that little cartilage point in your ear. And you're not gonna press into it yet, just because you wanna be able to hear me. But for this bee's breath, your elbows are pointed up and you're pointing your cartilage, and you're gonna breathe in. And then when you breathe out, you're gonna make almost like a humming sound, or the om sound even, if you're familiar with that, with your mouth closed. And you get this really nice vibration, and you can even press into your cartilage a little, and it almost sounds like a bee. So I'll walk you through it a few times, and then you'll do it a few on your own time. It's kind of nice to be able to do this now, because we don't have to be self-conscious about anyone hearing us. No one else is really around, and I can't even hear you. So you just go as loud as you want. You're gonna breathe in, and then breathing out, releasing that air through your mouth, through that humming sound, pressing into that cartilage. So we'll do it again. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Breathe in and out. We'll do that 2 more times at your own pace. Breathing in and then out. One more time, breathing in and out. And then you can just take your hands, if they're down by your ears, and place them on your legs. Just take a few normal breaths here. Feel maybe that continuing vibration through your body. Maybe you feel some sensation in your arms because you were just holding them up. You're gonna breathe. And then from here, we're gonna take our arms out again this time, but this time placing them on our shoulders, kind of like making wings. And we're just gonna start to flutter them a little, up and down, see how that feels. And then maybe you wanna bring them forward and back. Take this as an opportunity to maybe get creative and see how your body wants you to move today. You can flutter some more. Maybe we want to breathe in and go over to the right. Stay here for a breath. And then you want to breathe in, come back to center, and then you breathe out, bringing your body over to the left. And breathe in, come back to center, flutter a few more times. And then we're going to circle in one direction, circle forward a few times, and then you're going to circle back a few times. And then you're going to place your hands back to your knees. This time you can have them face down. Taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Take your right ear to your right shoulder. Bring your chin to your chest. And then bring your left ear to your left shoulder. And then your chin to your chest again. Not taking a complete circle yet, but just going from right to left in the front a few times with your own breath. Feeling the stretch in either side. And then the next time that your ear is over to your left shoulder, you're gonna just take your neck all the way back, dropping your head back. Maybe keeping it back there for an extra breath. Getting a really nice opening in your throat. And then bringing your right ear to your right shoulder. And then the chin back to the chest. And we'll do another complete circle, left ear to left shoulder. Bringing your neck back. Bringing your right ear over to your right shoulder. And then bringing your chin back to the chest. And this time we'll go in the opposite direction. So bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Bringing your neck back. And then your left ear to your left shoulder. And forward. One more time in this direction, going at your own pace. Maybe stopping where it feels tension, feeling that heat, feeling that sensation. And just letting that feeling happen for a moment. And if you do it enough times, if you do it each day, maybe it just gets a little bit easier each day. And the next time that your chin is back at your chest, you can lift your head, bring your head back to neutral. We're going to take our hands down by our side, and you're going to bring your shoulders up to your ears, and then just release them down. And we'll do that a few times, bringing your shoulders up to your ears, and then releasing them down, maybe taking your shoulders back a little, bringing them close together, opening up that front a little bit more. Bring your shoulders up to your ears, and then drop them down. One more time. Dropping them down. And then you can bring them up to your ears, and maybe bring your shoulders forward a little, bringing your chest forward a little. Feeling that sensation, feeling it feels a little bit weird or off, but bringing your shoulders up and moving them forward a little and down. Just feeling that opposition. One more time. And then now we're going to take our strap that we hopefully all have. And you're going to take your hands out to a V in front of you with the strap. And you want to have your hands pretty far out in this V, but you want it to still be comfortable. And we're going to take it overhead. Sorry, let's see it. And we're going to breathe in with it overhead and breathe out. Bring that strap over to the right a little, getting a nice side stretch all the way up your left side. Gaze can be up to that left hand if you like. You're going to take 3 breaths here. Trying to still be sitting with a long, straight spine. The only thing that's really twisting is your upper body over to that side. But you're still sitting straight, if that makes sense. You're going to breathe in, come back to center, and breathe out, going over, bringing that left arm down a little, right arm up, gaze is up, and breathe here for 3 breaths, feeling that nice stretch on your right side body. One more breath here. And you're going to breathe in, come back to center, breathe out, place your hands down for a moment. Maybe move out your shoulders. We're going to do one more thing with the strap with our shoulders. We're giving a lot of love to our shoulders today, but feels good. I know that I hold a lot of tension in my neck and shoulders, and I'm sure most of you do too. So you can take our hands back out in front of us. Again, keeping that V shape. Arms are long and straight. You don't want to bend your elbows in this, but you're going to take your hands, bring them up towards the sky, and then you're going to slowly start to bring your hands back behind you as far as you can go. Maybe you spread your arms a little bit wider to help you go back a little bit further, or maybe you do bend your arms a tiny bit, but you're getting a really nice back stretch. And then you're gonna breathe and bring it forward out in front of you. And then bring it back behind you. Going with your breath, breathing in, bringing it behind you. I just had a cry. And then breathe out, bringing it forward. We'll do that 3 more times. Going with your breath, breathing in, bringing the strap behind us, going as far as we go. Maybe you can get it all the way down to your back. And then breathing out, bringing it forward. 2 more times. Breathing in, letting it go over your head and back a little. And then breathing out, bringing it out over in front of you. Once more. Breathe in, extend up and back. And then breathe out, bringing it back to the front. And then just dropping your strap to the side. We won't need it again for a while. And shake out those arms a little. Maybe we sway our hands. You can just give some swaying motions. Bringing your hands over to the right and to the left. Maybe you want to even tap your right shoulder with your left shoulder with your right arm and tap your right shoulder with your left, and just do that a few times. Whatever feels good. Remembering to breathe as you do this. Listen to your body. You can bring your hands back down by your sides, sway 1 more time, and then slow it down, coming back to center, back to neutral. This time we're going to take our legs and bring them out to a little bit of a wider V. It's a little bit of a wide-legged seated position. Your seat is towards the edge of your seat, but you're still comfortably seated. And you're going to take your hands to your knees, firmly planting your hands on your knees, grounding down. Just take a moment, a breath here. And then you're going to breathe in and extend your chest forward, lifting your gaze, maybe bending at the elbows a little bit for a cow position, seated cow. And then breathe out, rounding your spine, taking your gaze towards your belly button, maybe pushing your hands into your knees for a little bit of resistance for that cat back. And then you're going to breathe in. Extend forward, lifting your gaze, lifting your chest, arching your back. And then breathe out, rounding the spine for that cat back. Gazes at your belly button. Hands are maybe pressing into those knees. Breathe in, extend forward for cow. And breathe out for cat. 2 more times like this at your own pace, breathing in, extending forward, and then breathing out, rounding your spine for the cat. 1 more time, breathe in, and breathe out. And then breathe in, just bring yourself back to neutral. You're going to take your left hand and place it to the outer edge of your right thigh. And then take that right arm up towards the sky. And then slowly start to bring your chest over to that right side as well. Taking that right arm and maybe placing it at the back of your chair. Using that left arm to press into that right leg. They're both very engaged. As you use those to anchor you and twist you over to that right side, maybe your gaze is over your right shoulder, but you're twisting from that belly button, bringing your torso with it, and the gaze is last over that right shoulder. 3 breaths here. And after your 3rd breath, you're gonna breathe in and just take that right arm and place it over your right ear, bringing it over towards that left knee. Just gaze up over your right shoulder for a second even. Getting that nice side body stretch. And then you can round your spine a little and just start to bring your right hand to your left knee, taking that left hand to the right. With your arms crossed, just round your spine, gaze inward for a minute. And breathe in, bring your hands up towards the sky. Gaze is maybe with it, and breathe out, hands down by your side. And we'll take that twist on the other side now. So you're gonna take your right hand to that left knee, placing it on that outer edge of that left knee, and putting some pressure into that right knee so that you can expand your chest open, twisting from the belly button, chest, lifting that left arm up, and then bringing it back, maybe to the back of your chair, twisting over to the left. Gaze is the last thing to twist over. And you're gonna breathe here for 3 breaths, making sure to still have some force of your hand pressing into that left knee to help you twist deeper if you want. But again, I know some of you might have back injuries. At least one person was dealing with that. So don't twist any deeper than you feel comfortable with. One more breath here. And then you're gonna breathe in, breathe, and lift that left arm up and bring it over that left ear. Gaze is still up, but you're reaching towards that right side. Chest is up and open, and then you're rounding your spine, bringing that left hand to the right knee, taking that right hand, grabbing the left knee too, rounding your spine with these crossed arms. 1 breath. And then breathe in, lift your hands up towards the sky, lift the gaze, and breathe out, bring your hands down by your side. This time you're gonna widen your legs even further out if that's possible to a wider straddle, it's called goddess pose. But you want your knees to be extending outward, your toes are out with it. And you're kind of sitting really close to the edge of the seat just to keep it comfortable. If you need more support, that's always fine too. That actually feels really nice. You're gonna take your hands, arms in cactus thumb. Fingers are spread wide and open. Elbows are out to the sides. Just take a breath here. Feel how that feels to be expanded out for this goddess pose. Then you're gonna breathe in and just arch your back a little, bring your elbows a little bit further back, and then breathe out, bringing your elbows together, rounding in a bit. And we'll breathe in, expand our cactus arms out, and breathe out, bringing that elbows together. Breathe in, expand out, and breathe out, arms together. 1 more time, breathing out, expanding. And then I just realized I was messing up the breathing in and out, but just move with your breath. And then you're gonna take your hands down to your knees. Take a moment here. And you're gonna take your right right shoulder and just dip it into the center. And then bring yourself back up. And then take your left shoulder and bring it towards the center and bring it back up. And we'll do that 3 more times on each side, bringing your right shoulder down and lifting back up and bringing your left shoulder down. Remembering to keep everything engaged. Your feet are still pressing firmly into the ground. Your core is engaged. Your spine is staying pretty straight. 2 more times on each side, I believe. Bringing your right arm down and your left, moving with your breath. 1 more time, right shoulder dips. And then the left shoulder dips. And bring yourself back to center. This time, place your right arm to your right thigh and lift that left arm up towards the sky. Your right hand can be open, fingers spread wide for like nice long energy. And your left arm is then going over that left ear, gazes up. It's another nice side stretch, going as deep as feels comfortable. Maybe you can even take that right arm and bring it down to the ground for an even deeper stretch. Remembering to not like round into your spine. Don't slouch down, but expand, open up, look up and breathe. 2 more breaths here. Breathe in and breathe out, and then you can bring yourself back to neutral. And you'll do that on the other side. Take your left forearm to that left thigh and lift your right arm up towards the sky. And then bring that right arm over your right ear, gazes up. Nice side stretch on that right side body. Maybe you're staying here, not leaning too much into that left arm, but opening and extending up. Or maybe you're taking that left arm down to the ground or as far as you can go. And opening up even further, using that left arm to really press into that left leg to help you expand your chest up and open. 1 more breath here. And you're gonna breathe in, bring yourself back to neutral. And you can bring your feet back in front of you for a moment. Maybe shake out the legs if they were just straddled for a little bit. Maybe that was a deep hip opener for you already. And we'll just take some dynamic breathing movements, sun salutations. You're gonna move with your breath. You're gonna breathe in and lift your hands up towards the sky and breathe out, swan dive over your legs, folding over your legs. You're just gonna stay here for a breath and feel how it feels to be releasing that whole top of your body over your legs. And then you're gonna breathe in for a flat back, maybe lifting your gaze, and then breathe out, folding back over. Breathe in, expand your hands up towards the sky, gaze goes with it. Hands come together and breathe out, hands at heart center. That's 1 round of the sun salutation. We'll do 2 more like that with our breath. Breathing in, lifting your arms and your gaze, and breathing out, swan diving over your legs. Breathing in for a flat back, lifting your gaze, having a nice long spine, and breathing out, folding over your leg. Breathe in, expand your hands up towards the sky, gaze goes with it, hands together, and breathe out, hands at heart center. Once more, breathing in, expanding our arms up, and breathing out, folding over the legs. Breathing in for a flat back and breathing out, fold again. Breathe in, expand your arms up, hands together, and breathe out, hands at heart center. Now for this next portion, I'm going to invite you to stand if you would like. If you are seated, there are alternatives I will offer you. For this first position, you're gonna wanna be standing in front of the chair. So maybe you wanna move your chair or just listen depending on where your computer or phone is. But you're gonna take the chair out, and if you're sitting, you're just gonna do the same leg movements that I'm describing and the same movements this way in the chair. But if you're standing, you're gonna take your right foot and place it in front of you, maybe lining it up with that front edge of the chair. And then you're gonna take that left foot, they say in its own lane, so your feet aren't like next to each other, like foot to heel. Your left foot is aligned with your left hip and your right is the same as your right hip. So your feet are still hips distance apart. Your right foot is just forward in front of you, maybe at the front of the chair. And you're gonna take your hands to your hips and slowly, with a flat back, start to fold your body to make it parallel with the chair, if you can. If you want to take your hands and place them on the chair to help you with your balance and to anchor you, you can do that. Or maybe you're bending deeper with your hands on your hips. This is pyramid pose, like a modified pyramid pose with a chair. And you're gonna breathe into that right hamstring. It should feel a little bit on fire, but that's the tapas. We're breathing into it, feeling how good it can feel once you get through all of that tension. One more breath here. And then you're gonna breathe in and with your hands on your hips, slowly bring your torso back up. Maybe keep stabilizing with your legs, it can be a challenge, but going slow actually works your body a little bit harder than just like rushing, and it also helps you a little bit. So now we'll do that on the other side. If you wanna set it up, maybe I should have explained this better last time, but you can take your feet to hips distance apart and then just step that left foot forward. And your stance can be as wide as you'd like today. The wider it is, the deeper the stretch is gonna be. And if you're sitting, again, you're just taking your left foot in front of you and keeping that right foot bent even. And then you're gonna take your hands to your hips and slowly start to bring your torso parallel to the chair. Maybe taking your hands and placing it on the chair. You can even take it to the back of the chair. Like, this is where you want to be today. The important part of the stretch is obviously keeping your feet firmly planted on the ground, feeling the opposition of your feet, and keeping that flat back. You're breathing into the tension. One more breath here. And after that breath, you're taking your hands maybe back to your hips and slowly bringing your torso back up, keeping your thighs engaged, your legs engaged, your feet are helping you. And then you bring yourself back up. And maybe just wiggle out your, dance out your legs a little. Whatever feels good. We're gonna do a balancing pose now. So what's annoying about this, and I'm sorry, is that now we need the back of the chair. So you're gonna walk around your chair, move your chair around. A lot of chair moving. If you're staying in your seat, you're just gonna play with your leg balance like this. But if we're standing, you're gonna practice warrior 3. In warrior three, your hip points are staying forward. My teeth is behind me, so it's kind of in the way. I'm gonna do it at this angle. So you're taking your right leg and lifting it up with your foot flexed and pointing down. And you can hold on to that back of the chair to help you with your balance. But your hips are forward, going towards the ground. And you're holding onto the chair for balance. Maybe you're playing with letting go of that chair and bringing your hands to heart center. You can have a little bit of a bend in that left knee if you need it. It's hard to do with no space. But you want to eventually get to this point. And if you fall out of it, you just get right back into it. Every day is different with balance. Like some days I'm really good and some days I just want to keep falling. You're going to breathe here for one more breath. And then you can bring your right foot back down to the ground. Maybe shake out your legs a bit. And we'll practice warrior three on the other side, your left foot. Right, yeah, your left. So again, we're gonna take our left foot and extend it out back behind us with your foot flexed, like you're stamping your foot on the back wall. And you're holding onto the back of your chair and staying here, or you're bringing your hands to heart center, playing with that balance. Breathe, remembering to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out, not letting your hip open to the side, but staying, letting it still face down. Knees maybe bend. One more breath here. And then you're gonna drop your left foot down and shake out your legs. Since we're standing, we'll do this sun salutation, the half sun salute. A few more times, moving with our own breath. If you don't want to stand anymore, you can do it in the chair, or maybe you stand. But since we're standing, I'll offer it. You're gonna breathe in, extend your hands up, and then breathe out, folding over your legs. If you're sitting, you know what we're doing already. We did this already. If you're standing though, it's the same thing, except when you're folding over your legs, your knees are bent. You're trying to get your hands down to the ground. Releasing that whole back side. Feet are about hip distance apart. And just stay folded over for a few extra breaths this time. It can feel different when you're standing. Maybe you want to sway. But then you're gonna stop your swaying if you're swaying and breathe in for a flat back, straightening your legs, lifting your gaze over. Your hands are at your shins. And then breathe out, bend your knees, forward fold again. Breathe in, extend your hands up towards the sky, hands come together, and breathe out, hands to heart center. We'll do that 2 more times. Breathing in, extending our hands up towards the sky. Breathing out, swan diving over our legs, bending our knees, forward folding over the legs. Breathing in for a flat back, taking our hands to our shins, gazes forward. And breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, extend up and gazes up, hands are together. And breathe out, hands to heart center. One more time, breathe in, hands are up, extending up. And breathing out, forward folding over our legs. Breathing in for a flat back. Breathing out, forward fold. Breathe in, hands are up. Breathing out, hands to heart center. Stand here for a moment to feel. Close your eyes. And then you can just release your hands down and take a seat back in your chair. we worked our legs a little bit, but we're gonna work them a little bit more with the strap. So keep the strap close by. We're gonna take our right foot and bring it up. Well, first, just make sure you're like situated comfortably, seated in your chair. Firmly plant both your feet on the ground. Come back into the seated position if you weren't already here. And then you can take your right foot and extend it out. Maybe take your hands to the back of your leg to help you with a long spine still. And you're gonna point and flex your toes a few times. Maybe spreading your toes, feeling the space between all your toes. And then you're gonna roll your ankle in one direction a few times. And then you're gonna roll your ankle in the opposite direction a few times. And then you're gonna take your strap and wrap it around that foot. And you can stay here if you like, keeping your strap close to your body and just with your foot flexed, stay here. Or if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you're gonna walk your hands closer to your feet and keeping a straight spine, start to try to fold over your legs, bending at your elbows, trying to get your forehead to your knee. I am not the most flexible person in the world, so I'm not the best example for this, but you just want to keep your spine straight and start to slowly bring that body over that right leg. And I'm a perfect example of like, I've been doing this for a while now, and I still can't get pretty far down, but that's fine because everybody's different. Maybe it's gonna take me years to get to that point, but wherever we are today is great. You just breathe in and maybe extend a little and then breathe out and fold over a tiny bit more, even just like a millimeter. I don't need whatever unit of measure that is, that really small, like centimeter or something. Even if you move a centimeter deeper, you're doing that. One more breath here. And then you can bring yourself back up, bring your spine back straight, and let go of that strap on that right foot. Just shake it out for a sec. We have to do that on the left side now. So you're gonna take your, reposition yourself and take that left leg out in front of you. Maybe grabbing onto that back thigh and point and flex your toes. And then roll your ankle in one direction. And then roll it in the other direction. And then we're gonna take that strap again and place it over that left foot with the foot flexed. Maybe your hands are back by your body, or maybe you're walking your hands closer to your feet, breathing in to extend, keeping that spine long, and then breathing out, trying to fold over your left leg a little bit further. Breathing in, extending, and breathing out, trying to fold over. Like I said, like, could take you years to actually get further than this, but we're just breathing into where we are now and accepting where we are and loving where we are. Breathing in and breathing out. One more breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Then you can breathe in, bring your spine back up, and let go of that strap. Shake it out. Maybe shake out your hands too. Maybe your tight was really grip on the your grip was really tight on the strap. Shake out your hands. Tap out your legs. We're gonna come back to a seated position and just breathe in. Extend your arms up, and breathe out. Just take a twist over to the right, bringing that right arm to the back of your leg. and your left arm to your right leg, wherever you want to place it. You can take this twist however feels comfortable. One more breath here. And then breathe in, bring your arms back up. And breathe out, twist over to the left. Again, twisting wherever, however you'd like. Wherever your body wants. Your hand can be to the back. Your right hand can be on that left thigh. Gaze is over that left shoulder. One more breath. And then you're gonna breathe in, bring your hands back up, and breathe out, bringing your hands down by your side. From here, if you want to, you can move to the ground just right in front of your chair. Or you're gonna stay in your chair, and we're gonna put ourselves into butterfly position. So your feet are together and your knees are going out to the side, forming a diamond shape. If you're seated, you can do that diamond shape as well. You're kind of at the edge of your seat. Your knees are out to the side and your feet are together. You're just gonna flutter your knees a little. Your hands can be on the knees. Just breathe. We're getting close to the end of the class, so we want to just calm down our minds. Come back into the moment, come back into our breath if we were breathing a little bit heavily at any point. And then whether you're seated or in a chair on the ground, you're going to just take your hand out in front of you if you're on the ground. And just in the seat, you're just going to lean forward a little. And then if you're in the seat, you're just going to go over to the right and try to fold over on that side for a moment. But if you're on the ground with your hands in front of you, you're just going to walk your hands over to the right and fold over that right leg. Few breaths here. And you're going to breathe in and walk your hands back to center. And breathe out and bring your hands over to the left side, folding over that left knee. One more breath. And you're going to breathe in and walk your hands back to center. Then bring your body back up. And you're going to then do the legs up the chair that I had taught in previous classes. I think you all know where we're going. You're going to swing your feet to the seat of the chair with your calves on the chair. You're going to bring your back all the way down to the ground. And just let go here. Release your body down to the earth. Letting your feet relax on that chair. A nice inversion, bringing the blood flow from your feet down through your body. Or I guess up your body, depending on how you look at it. If you're in the chair, maybe you're just relaxing back into the chair and releasing. Breathing. Doing a scan of how your body feels now. In my book, it says, tapas is growing our ability to stay in the unknown and the unpleasantness rather than run in fear. It is the willingness to be both burned and blessed. I'm going to take about one more minute here before we get into Shavasana. You're welcome to stay with your feet on the chair, or if you wanted to come into full Shavasana, you're going to just release your legs down, maybe bring them under your chair, and just let your feet go out to the side a little, releasing down, letting your mind and body be still at the same time. If you're in your seat, you're just getting into that comfortable position. Hands can be on your knees, maybe face down, palms down to ground down. And breathe. Sorry about that. Tapas gives us two choices, to break down or to break open. We can't prevent these times of catharsis in our lives or know their shape or outcome, but we can prepare ourselves for them through our daily practice, through building our ability to stay in unpleasantness, and through the small daily choices we make. So take that with us throughout the day, throughout this experience, this whole pandemic experience. Remember that we get through that fire, if we get through the hard times, if we breathe through the tension, that there's probably some good out there to come from it. You can slowly start to wake up your body, wiggle your toes and your fingers, get some movement into it. If you're on the ground, maybe bring your knees into your chest, give them a hug, and then slowly start to make your way into a seated position. If you're on the ground, you can sit in Sukhasana, your legs crossed, or you can just sit in a nice comfortable seat on your chair. Bring your hands to heart center, eyes are closed. You bow your head down a little, keeping that spine straight and long. I want to just thank you all for joining me again in this practice. The light in me honors and sees the good that is light and bright in each one of you. I messed that up, sorry. Namaste.